Just close your eyes. Know the peace within.
Why you are not able to be conscious of yourself? Though you are only consciousness at present, the very basic, essential factor which is responsible for knowing your presence as I amness itself is only your consciousness. But for your consciousness, you cannot know that you are here. Your consciousness helps to know yourself, provided your consciousness is conscious of itself. You are never conscious of yourself. You accept the personality to be yourself and all imposed concepts to be yourself. And you accept whatever that happens here to be real, to be real. So constantly throughout your waking state, you remain ignorant about your conscious presence. How do you know the world? How do you know the cosmos here? How do you know the entire manifestation here? But for your consciousness. You are conscious of yourself as I amness without words. This your consciousness never knows. Your consciousness identifies itself only to be a form, to be a person. By not knowing that it is only consciousness, your consciousness is sleeping, sleeping, sleeping at the personality level and accepts all that happened to be real, to be real, to be real. Your consciousness never knows that whatever perceived within space is nothing but a dream. There's no reality. This your consciousness gets to know only through wakefulness. Wakefulness means knowing the peace constantly within, as you are now. The key is within you. You can't miss it. Because in your consciousness only, everything is appearing, happening. Just now. How do you forget that you are consciousness? Because you are never told that you are only consciousness at present. You are continuously accepting yourself to be a person and refuse to go inward to know the consciousness within you. Once your consciousness is conscious of itself, that means it remains wakeful. Just now, by knowing the peace within, your consciousness is wakeful. By constantly knowing the peace within, your consciousness wakes up totally and knows that whatever perceived was not real. Only when your consciousness wakes up totally. When your consciousness wakes up totally, it knows the absolute reality about itself, that it is never born. Your consciousness sleeps through personality, through identification level, now starts remaining conscious of itself and starts knowing the wholeness, the absolute truth about itself upon waking up totally. So here there are no persons. It is your consciousness which does not know itself and continuously remains struggled. And once it starts knowing itself through wakefulness, it remains wakeful totally. Very simple. There are no persons here, only consciousness within. And each and every form is made of consciousness only. Each and every form is nothing but conscious forms made of consciousness. The question is, why your consciousness is not conscious of itself? How it takes the movie to be real? Why it is not waking up and knowing its totality in its wholeness? Though you are already the Supreme, how the consciousness is unwilling to know itself and continuously dragged down by the perceived movie? And why should your consciousness know itself? These are all the questions to be pondered over. Why should you know yourself? Because till your consciousness knows itself, it is struggling through the form level identifications, which is not itself. What do you call as a form? Each and every form is made of zillions of cells appearing and disappearing at a constant speed. Here in space, there's nothing apart from your consciousness. Unnecessarily, your consciousness is struggling by accepting itself to be a person, to be born and going to die, which is not so. Your consciousness cannot die, and how it accepts death to be real? Because it is yet to know itself. The whole sickness within space is that your consciousness unknowingly accepts itself to be a form with limitations. Your consciousness is yet to turn inward to know that it is only consciousness at present. And your consciousness is prior to form, prior to words, prior to knowledge, prior to movement, but it is trapped by knowledge, trapped by words, and deceived by the form to be real. The form appears and disappears at a greater speed in no time. How do you accept to be real? You are only using the form. You are more than the form. When are you going to know? How will you know without going inwardly? The key is within you just now. You fail to use it because you refuse to go inward. Once you abide in stillness, very easily your consciousness, the same moment it can wake up. It depends upon your involvement with yourself. You are already the truth. You contain it. How can you miss it? Once you are conscious of yourself, you can't miss it, but you are never conscious of yourself. Being conscious of yourself means knowing the peace constantly. The peace is already within you. Only out of the peace, the unmoving stillness, only every movement is happening, every object is appearing, and every object is moving and disappearing too. You are yet to know the stillness in you in its totality. Then only you will know the entire source of manifestation is within you very much, and your consciousness is the source of entire objects within space. The thing is, though your consciousness contains the seed of the manifestation, though it is the source of entire manifestation, though it is prior to the manifestation, not knowing that it is consciousness, it is continuously trapped by whatever that is perceived within space. You are prior to manifestation, then how do you get trapped by manifested object? You are prior to words, how do you get trapped by words? You are prior to time, how do you get trapped by time? You are prior to duality. This you will know only by diving deeper and deeper inwardly. You are always at the surface level. Seldom you go inward and immediately you come out. You count timing also. You say that I was meditating only for 50 minutes, 40 minutes. It is not time oriented. The peace is within there, ever, constant, infinite. You are infinite. How you are limiting yourself? See how you are conditioned to be a person, not knowing the consciousness within, out of which everything is appearing, moving and disappearing. The whole world is a magic. Whatever that appears is also like a magic, appearing and disappearing at a greater speed. And it makes you believe as if everything is real. You are only perceiving a show within space. You fail to observe silently, hence you are constantly trapped by each and every frame of the movie. Once you know to observe silently and stay beyond words, same moment you are relieved from the movie. You are relieved from tensions. You are relieved from all type of emotions. Emotions are not you, neither tensions are you. You are prior to all movements. You are in eternal state. How do you fall a prey to a movie in which birth and death appear to be real? Because you are yet to wake up. My whole teaching is only to wake up your consciousness within, so that you can remain relaxed, remain unbothered about the show that is going on spontaneously. Here, each and every object is appearing only due to the interplay of the elements at a higher speed, at an unexplainable speed. The entire play, the entire show is by the interaction of the elements. You have nothing to do with the show except to observe. The show happens spontaneously. You are neither the spontaneous play nor the elements that play in space. Your job is only to observe throughout the waking state silently and respond whenever it is essential. Rest of the time, observe silently. The more and more you observe, the more and more your consciousness remains wakefulness. Your wakefulness is directly proportional to the observing mode. More and more wakefulness, more and more observation. The more and more observation, silent. At any moment, your consciousness can wake up and know that nothing never born, and whatever born is only a dream show and not real, including all forms in space. In your deep sleep, you appear to be moving here and there, and the dream goes on for a certain duration, and the dream is over. Where did you go after the dream? Can you tell me? If you are inside the dream, then you should have disappeared along with the dream. But you are very much lying down in the bed. Only upon waking you come to know that you have only observed the dream and the dream is not real. Exactly here, upon waking up totally, your consciousness knows that whatever observed are not real, like a dream, and nothing has never happened to the observer. I tell you, you are the constant observer. When are you going to know? How will you know without going inwardly? My whole teaching is only to make you abide in stillness and get to know the observer in you. The observer is eternal. The observer is beyond duality. The observer is non-dual. The observer is beyond birth and death. The observer is neither born nor can it die. It is not a person, first of all. First of all, there are no persons here. Every form is by consciousness. Once your consciousness is conscious of itself, very easily you can wake up from the dream. But you are never conscious of yourself. Then how will you wake up? Answer my question. How will you wake up without remaining conscious of yourself? You are so addicted to the personality, identity, and refuse to remain conscious of yourself. You find difficult to be conscious of yourself. You find so difficult to know the consciousness within you. Though the peace is there already, how much difficult you find it to go within? What is here within space? Which is stationary here? Tell me, we can catch hold of it. And everything is constantly changing like a magic show. You are accepting the magic show to be real. Then how will you know that you are prior to the magic show and nothing has never happened to you? You are continuously deceived at the personality level. There are many realized who are going on shouting to wake up. your consciousness. And many remained silent also. Unless you have the greater thirst that you should wake up and enough is enough with the duality show, it's not possible for your consciousness to wake up. Your thirst is only at the surface level, not at the deeper level. If your thirst is to know the truth and nothing else, very easily you can wake up. You must be very, very sincere in this journey. Only your sincerity and your involvement with yourself helps you and saves you from the unreal show and make you aware of your supreme richness. And nothing has never happened to you. So you must be in endless joy because nothing has never happened to you. But you find difficult to accept this teaching because you accept all the troubles, all the happenings to be real. Show me what is real here so that we can remain worried about. Show me which is not changing here so that we can remain tensed about. You do not know what is real. That's why that is the difficulty. You do not know what is real. So you are continuously deceived by whatever that is not real to be real to be real. Once you know the reality within, then you remain cool, relaxed, unbothered and unconcerned about whatever that happens around you. How will you wake up? How will you wake up? By accepting the unreal to be real. To know that everything is unreal, first you must know what is real. You neither go inward to know the reality, nor accept the unreal to be unreal. In both the ways, you are getting deceived by your own concept that everything is real. I tell you that you are already that. I tell you that you are the supreme truth. Again, I tell you that you must know what this consciousness is. Till then, you remain restless. Again, I tell you to remain conscious, you have to abide in stillness and you have to settle inwardly because your consciousness is within, beyond space. Though you appear to be within space, your consciousness is beyond space. To know your beyondness only, you are made to close your eyes. Now you feel so relaxed. Why not you remind the same thing throughout the waking state? Once you touch the reality within you, you remain relaxed and cool about any happening around you. First, know the reality in you. It is very much within. Never miss it. It is very much within. Be with it. It is very much within. And wake up. Only by going inwardly, wakefulness is possible. Wakefulness does not mean you have to keep your eyes open and remain sleepy by not being conscious of yourself. Wakefulness means knowing the peace within constantly. I help you to abide in stillness and know the peace constantly. Tell me, is there any difficulty? to be peaceful, to be conscious. This is the easiest thing possible. And how it becomes so much tough for you? Because you are never told to go inward and stabilize there continuously. Of course, you can observe the show non-seriously here. You can participate also non-seriously. You can observe the entire show throughout the waking state as an entertainment by the elements spontaneously. So by knowing yourself, by knowing that you are never born and ever present, you are free from the fear of death, and you are free from the perceived show, and you know the endless joy and infinite peace constantly, and you remain relaxed irrespective of the show, whatever that appears so. So there are two possibilities. One is to go inward and wake up totally from the perceived dream and realize that you are ever present here. Another thing is to stay within space and move only outside and remain struggled, tensed, depressed. Choice is yours only. You are not compelled to know. If you respect yourself, you will know it. When you do not respect yourself, you cannot know it. So you are free to know or not to know. Once you know your nectar state. You are at the peak of the truth, at the pinnacle of the truth, and endless, unexplainable peace and joy. Otherwise, you remain tensed, depressed, and frustrated in space. Beyond space, you are totally free. Beyond space, you are in utter relaxed state. Within space, you remain tensed. Which you prefer? By going inwardly, you remain peaceful as well as you remain unconcerned about the play that is going on here. You know it's a play. You have got nothing to do with the play. You cannot control the play. You only observe the play. So by going inwardly, you are benefiting yourself. You are getting to know what you are exactly. At the same time, you remain unbothered about anything that is happening within space. You get to know that you are prior to space and eternal. At the same time, from the non-dual level, you start observing the duality show. So you remain safe. You are no more affected by the duality show. At the same time, you are knowing the endless and unexplainable peace and joy within you constantly. Why realized are expounding the knowledge to you? Only to wake up you. They only have more concern about you because they know what you are. Only they can help you. Only they can save you. Only they can wake up you. After coming here and listening to this teaching, never miss yourself because yourself contains all. Why I am expounding this knowledge to you? Because I carry so much so that you can remain in endless joy constantly, which you are already and always. Better imbibe my teaching sincerely within and start knowing the peace within and remain conscious of yourself constantly and remain wakeful inwardly. Certainly your consciousness wakes up and knows its absolute ultimate truth. I am here only to help you and to wake up your consciousness. Be sincere in listening and never miss these teachings, which is helping you just now to make you more conscious. Never miss yourself. Know what you are. I am here only to help you and wake up your consciousness. Be with me beyond words and know